Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. And today is an update for Make Mistakes, Get Messy and Pan. We are going to start off with the prompt that has been in here for probably the longest, but also one that I made a slight change to last month. If you watched that update, you might know what I'm talking about, but I had the prompt Pinky and the Brain, which is something that makes you feel like you can take over the world or makes you feel like you're on top of the world. And I originally had 4 mini fragrances in. I did complete 2 out of the 4 because I wanted to finish them all off, but the last 2 I just knew I wasn't going to get the use on. I did not like the sense of them whatsoever, no matter how I used them. So I decided to roll out the 2 that I finished, but also roll out the 2 that I wasn't going to get any use on. And I rolled in a brand new fragrance to work on and completely finish off. And that is the Calgon fragrance spray in Red Velvet. So I wanted to completely finish this off because that was the ultimate goal for those other 4. And I felt like I had so little left in here that I would be able to knock it out. So clearly that didn't happen by this update. I'm not entirely sure where I was when I had pulled this in last month, but I do feel like there's so little left in here that if I continue to use it as a room spray and also as a fragrance on myself, I could probably get this out for the next update. I might just need to up the usage a little bit because I do feel like I used it a fair amount, but definitely not every day, definitely not enough to obviously, knock it out this month, which is totally okay. But I do think that there's not really a lot left in here. Now, even though the bottle kind of goes out at the bottom compared to the rest of it, I think that it's still a small amount and that I could get some really good progress on this. So hopefully I can have this out for next month, but we'll just have to stick around and see what happens. And then I do have a few others that came in the set that I got a few years ago. So once I knock this one out, then I will hopefully start to work on one of those other fragrance sprays, either in this project or another project, just to get a little bit more use on them. So this one will be staying in for the next little bit. But an exciting update that I have is on the prompt The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Oh my god, I completely forgot for a second. So that is something that comes as a full size and a mini. Now, you guys know I have been working on the Huda Beauty loose setting powder, and I had one of the cards, I tossed it out from what was remaining, so spoiler alert, but I did have 3 shades that I was working on. It was the white brightening shade, I can't remember what it was called. Then there was Pound Cake, which was more of just like my skin tone. And then there was Cherry Blossom, which was the light pink. Now I was using the very first one, I believe, last month. I have since completed that one and the last 2. I was putting the powders in here just because I figured it would be easier to use my puff with or a brush instead of the little packaging that it came with. Sure enough, I was correct with that. I can still smell the powder in this container, but I have used all 3 of them, and because of that, I decided to get rid of the card because there was no point in holding on to it. The last 3 shades in that card were just not for me. They were a little bit too dark, so even in the summertime, I don't think either one of them would have worked. So I am 1 card down, which is really exciting. I do have 2 more, I believe, and then I do have the full-sized Ube Birthday Cake, which is the brighter pink loose setting powder. So I am a little nervous about using that one because I don't entirely know if I like this powder enough to actually purchase a full size, even though I already have. I do love how silky my under eyes were. That was probably my favorite part of it. And besides the scent, which I didn't like, I don't know if it really did much for me. So I am curious to see about this Ube Birthday Cake shade. It is a little bit brighter, especially compared to the Cherry Blossom. So I think more so in the summer it might work for me. But again, I wanted to use it last summer. I never did. So I'm hoping I can get some use on that this year and really make a final decision. But I do want to get through the last 1 or 2 cards that I have of the samples as well, because I have no need for them really outside of that. So those are 2 prompts down, and then the last prompt I rolled in last month, which was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that was either a 6 pan or 6 singles, and I decided to roll in this little set of 6 singles that I had put together. Now I wanted to use every shade in here twice. This shade right here called Painted Lady is the only shade that I have not used, but the other 5 I have only used one time each. So I have not completed my goal just yet, but I feel like I'm pretty close. And again, there has been at least a solid week this last month where I was not wearing any eye makeup whatsoever. So that definitely took a toll on my shadow usages within all of my projects because I wear more than just one at a time. I usually got a few eyeshadows on the go. So all of my eyeshadows were kind of at a standstill for a little while. I just really didn't have the energy I want to put in the effort to do a whole look and then like take it off at the end of the night. But I do think that getting one single use on at least 5 of these shades is pretty good. Again, Painted Lady is the only one that I have yet to use twice. But I think if I start to keep up the eye looks from here on out till forever, then I should be able to knock out a few more usages on a couple more of these shadows. I'm not entirely sure if I'll have this out for the next update. If I do, absolutely cool. If not, I'll be okay with that. But we'll just have to see where it is. So stick around to find out what is going to happen with this little mini 6-pan eyeshadow palette for next month. So because I rolled out the Adventures of Pete and Pete, that means I get to roll in one brand new prompt. So I will be doing that with you guys now, and we are going to see what is going to be rolled in and worked on for the next bit. So I have 34 prompts here, not 35, 34. So we're gonna randomize. If I have already landed on the prompt and done the prompt, I re-roll. We're not repeating prompts here. So number 20, I have not done. I did it in the past, but not this yet. So this is Gullah Island, which I loved as a kid. This was such a good show. And it's a product or a category that has taught you something. So I remember what I pulled in for this when I did this project like 4 years ago. So let me go take a look at my collection, see what there is that I want to use. Something that has taught me something. And I will come back and chat about it and let you guys know what my goal is going to be. I will be right back. Okay, so the item that I'm pulling in isn't exactly exciting. It is a bronzer, and I wear my bronzers one at a time. I have started wearing this bronzer, even though I haven't exactly completely finished off the one that I was currently working on, but I was so close. Anyways, the bronzer that I am deciding to pull in for this is my Bobbi Brown mini bronzer in the shade Bronze. Now, for what it's taught me, really this could go with absolutely any product. It could be a bronzer, a blush, a highlighter, which I know I pulled a highlighter into this project a few years ago for this prompt, eyeshadow, like even nail polish. This bronzer, this is what it looks like swatched out on the back of my hand. And when I look at this, I'm like terrified of it. Because I'm like, this is not a bronzer for me. This is not a shade. This is definitely more of like, it's got like a peachiness to it. I think you guys might be able to pick that up on camera. And it's almost like it just looks like a shimmery peachy blush. And I was like, how could this work as a bronzer? But not only that, when I applied this, like I said, I've already started to wear this. So it has been a couple of days. I'm wearing it today. I think I started wearing it on my birthday, to be honest. So today's the 7th. It's been about 4 days. It's almost like non-existent. Like I swirl my brush in there and I apply it, but I don't see a whole lot of anything. So it's almost like looking at it in the pan, it's never, not never, but it's not always what you see is what you get. And then even with the swatches, it's not always what you see is what you get. And again, this goes especially for eyeshadows, like how many times you swatch an eyeshadow, but it doesn't apply the same on the lid, or it just doesn't have that same like shimmer effect that it does on the back of your hand than it does on your eyelid. I get that all of the time. So I wanted to pull this in just because I have already started using it, but I am going to continue to use it. And I will wear this for the month for the project. I will continue to wear it after that, but I'm just going to have it in for the month because then at least I can roll it out next month and then hopefully have 2 items that I'll be rolling out. So again, not exciting, but I didn't want to pull in more eyeshadow, especially since I'm just kind of trying to get back into it. I didn't want to pull in more blush because I'm, working on a lot of blushes lately. I've got a couple of highlighters on the go. So I figured even though it's an item I use every single day and it's like a staple. I'm going to just pull it in anyways, and I figured that it would be a good way to make sure that I'm using it because I haven't quite finished off the other one, but get me to use this one a little bit more. And then over the month, maybe we'll see if, you know, I'm not going to need to pack it on a whole lot because, you know, summer's not here yet. So I'm curious to see what this is going to look like in the summertime, especially if it's very light on me right now. I was expecting it to be a whole lot darker. It's not. It's not the end of the world for sure. But I'm just curious to see what this is going to turn out to be and how I'm going to feel about it in a month. So this is what I'm going to be working on. I have put the other items away already, but I am excited to get a lot more use on this because this is the first time that I've actually, no, I think I wore this a couple summers ago and I don't remember how I felt about it. So I am curious to see what I feel about it after this month, but even after the summertime. I feel like it had a little bit more pigment back then, but I could be wrong. It's been a while. But yeah, this little mini Bobbi Brown bronzer, we're gonna get some love on her, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and that's it. That's all. So I'll see you guys all later. Oh yeah, don't mind if you, okay, I fell. We had a little bit of a freezing drizzle, as they wanted to call it, the other day, and I was on my way to work, and my foot went out from me when I went to go take a step off of my stairs outside, and I smacked everything on the way down, so I am still in a lot of pain. I didn't think you'd be able to see that, but I think you did, so then I just decided to show you everything. Yeah, so I'm still in a lot of pain. It hurts to like lay down and go to sleep, and I toss and I turn, so rolling over hurts a lot. But yeah, slowly we're getting there. I hope I heal because it hurts on my sides to laugh or cough or sneeze or breathe, do anything. But anyways, okay, that's it. So I will see you guys all later. Bye.